Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Let's talk about decision making in a world of tanks. Top tier T-42. A lot of videos with the T-42 because I've been playing it quite a bit lately. Quite enjoy this tank, actually. Should be a pretty good game for me. I'm top tier in a tier 8. I've got 6s and 7s to bully. We're on a pretty good map for mediums, Murovanka. So I'm going to head over here to the east side. We'll just kind of fast forward. I get up here and I notice that I have a pretty good terrain behind me, but as you can see, on the deployment, the west side is not so much. Definite issue potentially over on the west side, so we're going to be careful over here, see if we can't figure out what's going on. I don't want to run into a Basante and a Progetto. If both those guys find me and I'm out of position or shottable by them, that could go extremely badly. So I noticed the AMX-30 kind of gets in on these dudes, and he's not seeing anything. So right off the bat, now the Basante's on the other side, so I'm starting to gather the intel, right? This is this decision-making process right here. The old OODA loop. Gathering SA, determining what it means, choosing a plan of action off of that SA, executing, and then doing it over again, right? Observe, orient, ram the E-25, decide, and act is what OODA stands for. There's several versions of it, but the general gist of it is pay attention to what's going on, gather your SA, make decisions according to that SA to the best of your ability, and then execute those decisions as well as you can, with the big key being flexible enough that if your initial plan of action isn't the right one, you're able to switch to another one quickly. And that is where you start talking about having various hit pocket plans in your back pocket. In World of Tanks, probably one of the easiest ones to have in your hip pocket is if you're winning your flank, pay attention to the other flank and see if maybe you need to do something different than continue to push in. So we're going to push this guy. I was kind of figuring he might push into me, but he's getting absolutely hammered, so I don't have to worry too much about it, and he dies. All right, break, stop. How are we doing here? This is looking pretty good, right? Observe, orient. Well, my observe is that the west side is certainly a problem. I can see that the Basante's over there, the Oni and the T-29. Now, they do have an ISU-122 and a 152K. Those are both good tanks. In terms of TDs, they can really put a hurting on people, but if they get seen, they can get deleted pretty quickly. And there's also 2 artillery on the enemy side. So their strength seems to be over there, although their other tier 8 is about to get swarmed by ours. So we've won a flank. That's the observe portion of it. All right, orient. Not sure, to be quite honest. I think that maybe we have a problem on the other flank. Also, there's nobody in the middle to provide spots. So let's see what the team does. I choose to not continue to push like the AMX is. We're in a pretty good situation overall, but the AMX is down to 52 hit points. He is absolutely arty bait if he gets spotted. So the SGG is moving back that way, and now I'm going to head back to the other flank. I'm going to do this for a couple reasons. Alright, my decision is to go to the other flank. First is I don't want them to do what's happening over there, which is completely clean up our other flank and put pressure on our cap. We're in a decent position to deal with that. The Suma has a good game, and he's kind of doing what I'm doing, although I think he goes more directly to the middle. So we're in a pretty good position, but there's no reason to let them have a better position than they should have, right? So we're going to go back. My decision is to get back to the other flank. You can see that the rest of the team, however, this is very common in this game. They went to a flank, they won, they pressed. That's about the entirety of the decision-making and thought process of the vast majority of players in this game. And if you're looking to get to that next level, you want to be a blue, all right? And especially if you're going to be a purple eventually, if you're going to be one of the better players in this game. These are the kinds of things you've got to do, and you've got to do them regularly, all right? It's doing them regularly. It's trying to think of the word it'll come to me in a little while. I've done a lot of videos today. I've drank a lot of coffee. Consistency. Thank you. It's the voice in my head told me that. Consistency is what you're looking for if you want to get very, very good at the game. We can all have moments of clarity and brilliance where things are working out, but if you're going to be consistently good at this game, these are the kinds of decisions you have to be able to make. Basically, every game, all right? Or the more games you make these good decisions in, the better you're going to be. Now notice that our push kind of got beat up a little bit. We did lose a significant amount of guys over here, although, again, well, we'll get to him in just a minute. We did lose a significant amount of guys over here, but our team who pushed in kind of got beat up, right? The AMX had a pretty good game, but he kept pressing till he died. Essentially, from what I can tell, his plan was press till you die. Not a great plan, guys. You got it. You have to change, right? You got it. You got to observe, orient, decide, act. Once he got down to that low of hit points, his plan needed to change. But he kind of drug a lot of the team in with him. On this particular map, you have to know that if there's no pressure from the side I'm on, if you keep pushing along the south going to the west, you're going to get shredded. Because they're all up where they are hanging out on this hill, and there'll be some spotters in these bushes, and they'll kill everything that tries to cross. The only way this doesn't work is if somebody starts doing what I'm doing. And I'm the only guy doing it, although the E25 is finally moving up here, and so is the Suma. The problem with going where the Suma went is that those guys can poke up and over and hit him. So I went all the way around, cleaned up anything that would be here. Now they're in huge trouble. Now that we've closed around with the vice grip, they're going to absolutely get munched. Okay? But only if a couple players on this team made this decision. The rest of them either sat in one spot. All right, I'm looking at you, ISU. I don't know why he's sitting back there still. I went forward and proved there's nothing there. He should at least be another couple bushes forward. Okay? The rest of them went into the push, either died pushing or hanging back here on the same flank they went to, right? Push a flank, win or die. That seems to be the extent of the observe, orient, and decide you get out of most players. So I'm just going to come up here, take a shot on him. I know he's not looking at me. I can see what his turret's doing. So we'll back out of that. Come back around this way, and now we've got guys, and this is where they're in big trouble, right? We've got enough guns. We're on every side of them. They have no map control. Already takes a stab at me. No big deal. I'm going to come in here and bounce off the T29. Oh, sorry, that's a different game. He did get a shot on me. That's okay, though. Looks like a low roll. I'll just come in here and put another shot on him. Try to track him. He gets double tapped, I believe. Super Hellcat's hanging out. He's in trouble. It's just all over but the shouting. Put a shot on him. And off we go. Check for a highlight. Yep. I can see him on the map. Boom. Shoot that dude. And then there'll be a quick tip on this, but I'm going to shoot the HE. Already takes a stab at me. I immediately fix that with my kit. Absolutely. I want to get reloaded. I don't want to lose the speed. I don't want to lose the reload. I don't want to lose the vision. I want to get in there and try to get as many hit points out of this guy. I've chosen HE because of its fantastic ability to damage lightly armored targets. or hit the gun or something for 88. So only 1,875, 745 assists. We get 4 kills out of it, though. And I just wanted to discuss that whole decision-making matrix right there and what the decisions I made, why I made them, what I was looking at on the map to make those decisions, and to kind of show basically the decision-making from a good portion of the team was fairly linear. Go to a flank till you die or get stuffed. I don't know. Only a couple of us turned around. Of course, then you've got the ISU who went to a camping spot. He's only now moving up. I mean, the guy missed out on a lot of damage sitting back there. All right, that's all I've got, guys. Watch your mini-map. Try to assess what's going on. Try to make as good a decision with the information that you've got at that time. Do not be afraid to change flanks, to move to a different spot, to rotate or flex or whatever it is you want to call. Metaflex, whatever you want to call it right there. And you're going to make mistakes. You're going to, on occasion, pull yourself out of places you should have been or put yourself into places you should not be, but that's part of the learning process because now you start to figure out what those things look like, as opposed to just go to a flank and hope somebody else does it. Hope is not a plan of action. Hope doesn't have any place in the OODA loop. Thanks for tuning in. That's all I've got. We will see ya.